Good afternoon, traders, and welcome back once again to the Hot Stocks Outlook for August 4th. 2017. As always, I hope you're having an excellent week out there in the financial markets, and we have a ton to cover this week in the Hot Stocks Outlook. So let's go ahead. We're going to start here in Xerox. We've got some pharmaceuticals to take a look at, Frontier Communication and Telecom, so a lot going on there, and also Southwest Airlines, so some airliners there. So let's go ahead. We'll start here in Xerox and explain everything on the chart, really how we're able to identify some of these really great opportunities and really nice trending markets. Now, here in Xerox, we have daily bars and candles representing the price data, going really back to the middle of July here, so the past few weeks of trading. And against those daily bars and candles, there's a black line there and a blue line. Now, traders utilizing the VantagePoint software here are really paying very close attention to the crossover that happens between this blue and the black line, because what we have is a predicted moving average generated via the artificial intelligence of the software. So we really have a comparison between a predicted moving average and what that black line is just a lagging simple moving average. So just a summary of what's already occurred in the market. Now, as long as that blue line remains above the black line, the trend is expected to move higher. So we see here in Xerox, we've gotten a really clean crossover right here, signaling the trend is up. But if we look at the very bottom of the chart, you're going to notice that we have this other indicator that moves from a 1 to a 0 up to a 1 and a 0. And this indicator is extremely accurate and extremely simple to use because it's really giving you a very short-term forecast of short-term strength or weakness in the market. It's really looking over 2 trading days ahead. So you can think of it 2 candlesticks, 48 hours. But what we have here is really the combination of these indicators for when that crossover comes through, neural index confirming that trend. And what that's alerting traders to is it's time to go ahead and start buying this market. Now, as long as the blue line, again, remains above that black line, the trend is up. And we also want to pay attention to the distance between that blue and the black line. So you see here, we've gotten about a 12% rally higher in the market, but you see that we've never gotten this crossover to the downside, a little bit of sideways action as these lines pinch together. But when you get into this period of time here, you see just a huge amount of separation between that blue and the black line, really signaling that this is a very strong uptrend, and there's a lot of separation between that predicted value and the actual value. So really nice trend there, about a 12% move thus far, about $3 per share, really just in the past few weeks on Xerox. But there's a lot of really similar opportunities as far as the magnitude of these sorts of moves. So let's go ahead and move forward to PCRX. So a lot of weakness actually in some of these biotech stocks and things like this, but the whole point is having the right tools and approach that you're really prepared for these opportunities, whether it's to the upside or to the downside. Now, just like in Xerox, we've gotten just the reverse here with that predicted moving average crossing below the actual moving average, signaling that the trend is now to the downside. So you want to start looking for short positions or opportunities to get short over the subsequent coming few weeks here in PCRX. We also see that neural index confirming that weakness and really confirming that weakness over the course of this trade here. But if we come in with that blue and black line, start trading off those crossovers, we're also provided a predicted high and low range from VantagePoint each and every day, really signaling where you should expect the intraday range to really take that market. Because, if you're shorting a market, you want to get a really good intraday price, because the last thing you want to do is get a bad fill or a bad entry, wind up on the wrong side of the market and things go against you. And so we actually use that predicted high and low range we can see here of alerting us to levels where we might want to look to go ahead and take those short positions. And so what you really have here is really a complete forecast where we've got the overall trend, we've got our neural index for that short-term strength or weakness over just 2 trading days, but also these predicted levels that are going to point us out where we should go ahead and be looking to take positions in the market. I'll bring those levels up again. You see, shorter term traders riding this trend to the downside, still getting great intraday levels to go ahead and short that market from. So we see over the course of this past couple weeks, really, really nice opportunities and nice moves, whether again, it's going long or going short in the market. PCRX here down 23%. Almost $12, about $11.50 per share there. And that's just in the last 12 trading days without 4 really nice entries, continuing that persistent trend to the downside. Let's go ahead and move on here to Frontier Communications. And keeping the same logic, keeping the same approach of we've got the overall trend direction, we've got short-term strength or weakness from the Neural Index, and then we've got that predicted range to help us intraday get the best level possible. So we see here Frontier coming into an uptrend going towards the end of July, past couple weeks of trading, and signaling that over the past couple of weeks here, that's where we want to come in with that predicted high and low. We want to use those intraday levels to get really good prices on our essentially long positions in the market. And we can see how this works. We get a nice dip here. We're hitting the predicted low there. We're tapping it a couple times here for some really good intraday levels, but the overall trend is up. And so regardless of, what that overall trading style is, whether you get into the market and are trying to swing trade, you want to stay in as long as that blue line remains above the black line. If you want to manage the position, so be taking short-term profits along the way, but buying back in at these advantageous levels that are forecasted from the software, sure, you can do that too. But the whole point is really just combining this overall forecast with your trading approach. And we've gotten Frontier here up about 16.5%, or about $2.50 per share on a very, very cheap stock. So a stock you could have bought down at the 15s, now trading up at the 17s. Really nice opportunity just in the last couple weeks on a very, very reasonably priced stock. Last opportunity we'll go ahead and take a look at here, Southwest Airlines. So, again, you want to find places where you can get long the market, where you can get short, but you have to have the right tools to understand, when to keep pushing that idea and pushing that trading plan. So here we have Southwest LUV crossover to the downside towards the really middle of July, signaling look to go ahead and get short. The trend is now down, so we can come in with those predicted high and low levels and figure out, okay, where might we want to go ahead and take those short positions. Really nice opportunity here, tapping it here, little bit of opportunity there. But again, 3 or 4 really nice entries when you're already alerted to the overall direction is down. And so over the course of the past few weeks here, going into really the end of the summer, another 10% plus move, 15 trading days, market's down over 10% or $6 per share. Just over the past few weeks. So, regardless of if you going long, short, whether you trade options, swing trade, or day trade, you really got to have the right tools and match those to fit your style and approach. But when you have this technology here that we're utilizing within VantagePoint, you've really got everything you need. You need to know the trend direction. You need to know intraday what levels are advantageous, and also if you should expect some short-term strength or weakness over the course of just a short period of time, so you're prepared and can really adapt your overall trading plan and position. So again, as always, guys, thank you all for watching. If you have any questions or comments, be sure to leave those below. Also, be sure to watch the playlists that are available. Going back, we've been really demonstrating this approach for now, well over the year, showing really numerous opportunities throughout the market and utilizing this approach and this technology to help us trade these opportunities. So as always, best of luck, guys. Thank you all for watching, and bye for now.